We have Greg Granger here from General Air to tell us all about repiping your home, what that entails, and to see if you may need it. I'm learning about repiping. How are you?
Good, Brian. Good
Nice
to see you. How you doing?
I'm well. Things are good. I'm glad to have you
Good.
on.
Glad to hear it.
So what is repiping? Let's start with that.
Well, repiping is essentially replacing either the water, the gas, or the sewer lines in the home. And there's a variety of reasons why you may need to do it.
So it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
What are some of the reasons why you might need to repipe your home?
On the water side, you know, a lot of people don't realize that repiping is necessary until there's a major issue like water coming up from the floor, or a sewer line that collapses, or the gas company detects a gas leak in the system and you can't locate it.
And it's safe to assume that this happens often, especially here in the Coachella Valley.
Quite often.
Yeah. Given the history and how old some of the homes are, that definitely factors in.
It definitely plays a role. The way that things were constructed many years ago versus today is totally different. So you know, you can expect that it's going to happen in its lifetime, and each material has a certain lifespan to it.
Gotcha. Okay, well then let's start with water pipes, for instance. If to get this repiped, that's obviously going to fix flow issues, for instance, right?
Yeah, you know, you will notice that there's reduced flow or discoloration of the water. You'll notice, you know, reduced pressure. A lot of different things. You'll have to clean your little screens on your faucets more often. All of those things kind of add up, and they're indications that you have a bigger problem and that it needs to be addressed.
I'm curious, discoloration of water, what is that?
Discoloration of water takes place when the water passes through, like for instance, older galvanized piping. What you're going to see is rusty water coming out of the faucets, or black water for that matter. You know, that's usually indicative of biological material or rust, you know, some kind of heavy metal that has disattached from the pipe and gone into the water.
Because it actually looks rusty. I've seen it,
Yep.
right? We've all seen it once or twice in our day, and it looks like rust.
Correct.
Okay, what is included in a pipe, in a repipe?
Well, it depends. It depends on the scope of work. You know, anytime we look at that, we look at the entire system. So because that project is so big and so much involved in it, what we look at is where the piping needs to be routed, the things that are nearby, the potential risks associated with doing it. But there's so much included with it, and every project that we do is completely turnkey. So from start to finish, we manage the project, and you know, we make sure that the homeowner is 100% satisfied when we're done.
Wow, that's pretty big.
It is.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about how does someone know if they're going to need a repipe? What are some indicators?
You know, the biggest thing is look, listen,
Yeah.
pay attention to what's going on in your home. Again, you usually will get some indication that there's a problem. If you have older pipes and you've never had a repipe done, it may be time to start considering it. If you are having flow issues or reduced flow to one particular area in the home, or you're having a long period of time to get hot water, or your faucets are failing. If you start to see those indications happening, get someone out there, you know, call us and I'll come out and do a consultation.
You will specifically?
I will personally come out and do it.
Wow, you guys, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Greg knows what he's talking about. Let's take a minute to talk about, I mean, it's obvious that to be proactive is going to save you money. Is that right?
Correct. You know, think about this. You come home and you are on vacation and you get home and there's water built up on your floor, or you open the door and 2 inches of water comes flying out. It happens quite often here in the desert, believe it or not. So it's definitely better to do it proactively than reactively, because reactively you're fighting against either sewage, a gas leak, a major gas leak that can cause, you know, significant issues, or a major flood, none of which you want to be dealing with.
No, the damage to the home alone
Exactly.
is going to be an absorbent cost. Let's take a second to talk about the low end and the high end of cost of repiping.
It's difficult to say, you know, because each project varies so much. It doesn't matter what type of house it is. It could be two exact homes built exactly the same way, and both homes are going to look totally different. You know, based on renovations that have been done by the homeowner, wallpaper, drywall, paint, all of those things, all of that is taken into consideration when we do a repipe quote. Or a repipe project for that matter. So I can't really give you the low end and the high end. All I can tell you is the best thing to do is give me a call. I'll come out and I'll give you a quote for it.
I like that answer. I hope you do too. All right, everyone, schedule a home evaluation of your plumbing system and receive a Bluetooth shower head. What?
Yep.
Ah, you got my intrigue. Okay, you can find the General Air Conditioning and Plumbing in Thousand Palms. You can also find them online at callthegeneral.com or give them a ring. Big thanks to Greg for stopping by. Go get your Bluetooth shower head. How cool is that? We'll see you after the break.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, Bluetooth shower head.